Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to talk to you about this really cool tarot deck that is on Kickstarter right now. The Inner Witch Tarot, Practical Magic Inner Witch Tarot by Joseph at Grounded by the Moon. I was very lucky to get a prototype deck, so this is not the final product, but for the sake of the Kickstarter campaign, which is active until May 22nd, 2022, I got a copy so that I can do some reviews. I've had this deck for about a month now, and I've used it quite a bit, very extensively, so I feel like I'm in a good place to really talk about it and my experience with it and all that jazz. So let's go ahead and get started. The prototype deck is a linen finish and there is no edging, nothing there right now. But what the final product is going to be is very similar to the Practical Magic Inner Witch Oracle that is already out, active, something that you can purchase. So that's a matte finish. It makes the cards less pliable, so it's a stiffer card. The edging is beautiful. This is the full moon edition. The tarot will also come in a full moon edition with the gold foil. It will also come in a new moon edition, which is a black holographic foil. I had a copy of the black holographic foil for the Oracle deck, but I gifted it away, so I don't have that to show you, but trust me, it is beautiful as well. So if we go back to the tarot here, I believe that there's 80 total cards in this deck. In addition to the 22 major arcana, there is an additional 2 cards, the full moon and the new moon. Other than that, it's pretty much the same. Except that there are some minor alterations, which part of it has been a little bit difficult for me to get over that hump and to leave the Rider-Waite-Smith behind because it deviates a little bit. So I'll show you. Typical Rider-Waite-Smith has the 4 suits, the swords, the wands, cups, and the pentacles. With the Inner Witch Tarot, it actually goes by the elements instead. So for me, the crossover has been a little bit difficult with the smoke. When there's smoke on a card, I tend to think that this is more fire related. It is not. This is air. And I am reminded by the air symbol. So that is a clue for me. This deck has been in use, as I said, so these are not in order. Some of them are actually even in reverse because I do read reversals. So I'm going to try my best to flip them correctly for you. The other thing with the Inner Witch Tarot is that the court cards are different. So instead of the page, the knight, queen, and the king, we have the apprentice. Actually, let me go backwards. The page is now the initiate, the knight is the apprentice, the queen is the teacher, and the king is the sovereign. So this is queen. We also don't have real scenery within these cards. They're more of objects. There are no human beings except for a pair of hands every now and then. So this deck, to me, is an intuitive read. You're getting more out of the symbolism than trying to build like a storyline around the images that would be in the Rider-Waite-Smith, those scene cards. So I've been doing readings for myself with these, and I have been using some of the spreads that Joseph has created. And I will be honest with you, I don't typically use spreads, but for some reason I connect very well with the ones that he has created. So I do use those. I use those for full and new moon ritual work, and some of these other spreads that he has created for me problem solving. and recognizing patterns and how to release yourself from some of those patterns. This is a very talkative deck for me. It pairs very well with the Inner Witch Oracle, which it's really designed to be doing. And I will show both of those in a moment. It's just beautiful. When this becomes a matte final product, those colors are really gonna pop. I think this one is the alternative to the Magician, is the Witch. As above, so below. And the Devil. I do know that the final product, some of these cards are going to be altered too. I believe this one is going to be altered. This deck is again on Kickstarter until May 22nd. It is $50 to back this campaign. All backers get really cool rewards with their pledges. So when this deck, the final print, becomes available and is shipped out, I don't know if it was the end of the summer or early fall, I don't remember, but it's sort of like this little box of Christmas. Like, you get a whole bunch of lovely little goodies with the deck. Joseph does an amazing job with his campaigns to make you really feel like you're involved in the process and rewarded for it. This is a deck that, to me, in my experience, would be easy for anyone to pick up and use, regardless of how familiar you are with the tarot, what your experience level is, if you're an intuitive reader or not. You can kind of step into these. For example, you can step into this card in a meditative state and sort of assign values to each of these candles and focus in on those, on things that are going on in your own life. This one does have elements of the Rider-Waite-Smith with the rainbow. Happy, happy times. A lot of cups. Seem to only be pulling cups. An air card here. And the Hermit, again, focusing on objects, symbols, more than people and scenery. Pull just one more here. I don't want to pull all of them because I want to leave a little air of mystery for those who do choose to back this deck. Okay, so like I had said, this is a very talkative deck. It's super easy to work with. I can pick this up at any time and use it. It goes super well with the Inner Witch Oracle. Same size cards. I know this isn't super perfect, but the cards are meant to be used together. You can use them separate. The real magic is when you blend them together, the alchemy that goes on between them. You can use the tarot and then use the Oracle as a clarifier. You can use the Oracle as like a base point and then use the tarot to really dive into the nitty-gritty. They're going to be just wonderful tools to work together or separate. You can, as I said, get the tarot in the new moon version with the black holographic foil, or the full moon version with the gold foil for $50 through the Kickstarter campaign, or you can go and upgrade for $100 and get both decks, the one that's already out and produced and, you know, the tarot that's working its way into existence, and you can get them both in the full moon or the new moon version. So, let me think, is there anything else that I need to mention with this? I have used this for some shadow work. I've used it alongside the Alice Wonderland Oracle, and it's been pretty explosive for me with some of the patterns that I have developed that are toxic to myself or to other people. I am perfectly comfortable saying that as a human being, I have toxic traits as well. And I'm learning to recognize them, understand where they come from, how to move through that, recognize it, acknowledge it, work with it, integrate it. This deck has been wonderful for going through that process, observing my behaviors and dissecting them and finding my way out of it. So that's just one way that I've used it. If you want to see more photos of the cards, you can look at my Instagram account or my Facebook account. I will include those in the description, as well as the information on these decks. So for the Kickstarter campaign, for Joseph at Grounded by the Moon's website, as well as the information on the Oracle deck as well. So I think that's it. I will leave that with you. If you enjoy this video, you find my reviews helpful, please like, comment, subscribe, leave any questions, feedback, anything. I love it all. Thank you very much for joining me, and I hope you have a great day. We'll talk soon. Take care.